the awakening of consciousness. Are you tired of watching success pass you by while others seem to move forward with certainty and power? Are you exhausted from falling asleep with confusion in your mind and waking up to the same mediocre life, wondering why prosperity remains just beyond your reach? Are you sick of the endless cycle of hoping tomorrow will be different, only to find yourself trapped in the same patterns? Are you done with the excuses, fed up with the doubt, finished with waiting for permission to become who you were meant to be? Good, because this moment, this very night, marks your transformation. From this night forward, you will not sleep as an ordinary person sleeps. You will sleep as one who understands the supreme secret. Your mind does not rest when your body does. Your subconscious is eternally active, constantly creating, always building your tomorrow based on the thoughts you feed it today. There is no neutral ground in the mind. You are either programming success or accepting failure. You are either building strength or reinforcing weakness. The only question that matters is this: what commands are you giving to the most powerful force within you? Listen carefully to what I am about to share, for these are not mere words but spiritual laws that have created every fortune, built every empire, and transformed every life that ever rose from mediocrity to magnificence. The subconscious mind is your faithful servant, but it is a servant that never questions, never doubts, and never stops working. It accepts whatever you repeat with emotion and faith, and it builds your life accordingly. Most people fill their servant's ears with complaints, fears, and limitations. Then they wonder why their lives reflect exactly what they've been programming. But you are about to learn a different way. Tonight you begin the sacred practice of conscious mental programming. Tonight you stop being a victim of random thought and become the architect of deliberate destiny. This is not entertainment. This is not a passive experience. This is the beginning of your mental revolution. You are here to reprogram the very foundations of your identity, while your conscious mind rests and your subconscious becomes most receptive to change. Let me tell you about a man who discovered this truth and changed the course of history. Andrew Carnegie, a poor Scottish immigrant boy, arrived in America with nothing but the clothes on his back. But he possessed something more valuable than money. He understood the power of mental programming. Every night before sleep, young Carnegie would visualize himself as a captain of industry. He would see himself commanding great enterprises, directing thousands of workers, building an empire of steel. His family laughed. His friends mocked. But Carnegie persisted in his nightly mental ritual. He would lie in his bed and speak to his subconscious mind. I am destined for greatness. I attract wealth naturally. I build empires with my mind. Night after night, year after year, he programmed these thoughts into his subconscious until they became his unshakable belief. And what happened? The universe responded to his mental commands. Opportunities appeared. The right people entered his life. Ideas flowed. Actions aligned. And the poor immigrant boy became one of the wealthiest men in history, not through luck, but through the deliberate programming of his subconscious mind. This same power lies dormant within you. Tonight we awaken it. Tonight you learn to use the same mental technology that built empires and changed the world. Tonight you stop hoping and start commanding. But first, you must understand the enemy that has kept you from your greatness. That enemy is not outside you. It is not your circumstances, your background, or your current situation. The enemy is the programming you've unconsciously accepted throughout your life. From the moment you were born, the world began programming your mind. Your parents, though well-meaning, passed on their limitations. Your teachers, bound by their own beliefs, taught you to think small. Your environment, reflecting the consciousness of the masses, whispered that dreams are dangerous and safety is supreme. And you, not knowing any better, accepted these programs. You internalized the fears, adopted the doubts, and made them your own. You began to speak their language. I can't afford that. I'm not that kind of person. Success is for others, not for me. I should be realistic. I don't have what it takes. Each time you repeated these phrases, you drove them deeper into your subconscious. Each time you accepted these limitations, you strengthened their hold. And your faithful subconscious, which cannot distinguish between helpful and harmful commands, simply obeyed. It built your life according to the blueprint you provided. But here is the glorious truth. What has been programmed can be reprogrammed. What has been learned can be unlearned. What has been accepted can be rejected and replaced. The subconscious mind has no loyalty to old programs. It simply obeys the strongest, most repeated, most emotionalized commands. Starting tonight, you will give it new commands. Starting tonight, you will speak a new language. Starting tonight, you will plant seeds of power where weeds of weakness once grew. And your subconscious, faithful as always, will obey your new instructions with the same dedication it showed to the old ones. This is not positive thinking. This is not wishful hoping. This is mental science, spiritual law, the technology of transformation that has been hidden in plain sight throughout history. Every great achiever has used it, whether consciously or unconsciously. Tonight, you use it consciously, deliberately, with full knowledge of its power. The sacred science of mind. To understand the power you're about to harness, you must first understand the structure of your mind. You possess not one mind, but 3 levels of consciousness, each with its own function and power. First is your conscious mind, the thinking, reasoning, analytical part that you're using right now to understand these words. This is your captain, your decision maker, your guardian at the gate. But despite its importance, your conscious mind represents only a tiny fraction of your total mental power, perhaps 5% at most. Second is your subconscious mind, the vast storehouse of memory, emotion, and automatic function that operates below your awareness. This is your faithful servant, your habit former, your connection to infinite intelligence. Your subconscious represents about 95% of your mental activity and controls virtually everything in your life, from your heartbeat to your habits, from your emotions to your results. Third is what Napoleon Hill called infinite intelligence, the universal mind that connects all things, contains all knowledge, and responds to definiteness of purpose backed by faith. This is the source of intuition, inspiration, and what we call coincidences that are actually the universe responding to your mental demands. These 3 levels work together, but most people only consciously use the smallest part, like having a supercomputer but only using the calculator function. Tonight you learn to access and direct all 3 levels, creating a mental force that can literally reshape reality. The conscious mind is the programmer. The subconscious is the computer. Infinite intelligence is the network that connects you to all resources, all opportunities, all solutions. When these 3 align through proper programming, miracles become commonplace. But here's what most people don't understand. The subconscious mind does not think or reason. It simply accepts and executes. It's like the most powerful computer ever created, but it runs whatever program you install. Install fear, and it produces failure. Install faith, and it produces success. The choice is always yours. The subconscious operates by different rules than your conscious mind. Rule 1. The subconscious thinks in images, not words. When you say success, your subconscious doesn't understand the letters S-U-C-C-E-S-S. It needs a picture, a feeling, a sensory experience. This is why visualization is so powerful. It speaks the native language of your deeper mind. Rule 2. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. When you visualize with emotion, your subconscious records it as fact. This is why athletes improve performance through mental rehearsal and why your heart races during a scary movie. Your deeper mind doesn't know the difference. Rule 3. The subconscious operates in the present tense only. It doesn't understand I will be successful. It only understands I am successful. Future tense commands create eternal waiting. Present tense commands create immediate alignment. Rule 4. The subconscious responds to repetition, not logic. You can't convince your subconscious with arguments. You must condition it with repetition. What you repeat with emotion becomes belief. What you believe becomes reality. Rule 5. The subconscious is most receptive during alpha and theta brainwave states. These states occur naturally just before sleep and just after waking. This is why bedtime programming is so powerful. Your conscious resistance is lowered and your subconscious is wide open. Let me share a story that illustrates this power. There was a young boy named Thomas Edison who was told by his teacher that he was too dumb to learn anything. His mother, understanding the power of mental programming, told him the teacher actually said he was a genius too advanced for regular school. Every night, she would sit with young Thomas and program his mind. You have a brilliant mind. You will discover things that will change the world. Your ideas are gifts to humanity. She had him visualize himself as a great inventor before sleep. Edison believed her. His subconscious accepted this programming, and despite having only 3 months of formal education, he became the greatest inventor in history with over 1,000 patents. Not because he was born special, but because his mind was programmed for greatness rather than limitation. This same programming shaped every great success story. Henry Ford was programmed by his mother to believe he could build anything. John D. Rockefeller was taught from childhood to see money as a tool for good that would flow to him abundantly. Mary Kay Ash programmed herself nightly with the belief that she could build a company that would empower women worldwide. None of these people had advantages you lack. They simply had better mental programming. And programming can be changed at any moment by anyone who understands the process and applies it with persistence. Tonight, you join their ranks. Tonight, you stop being programmed by the world and start programming yourself. Tonight, you take control of the most powerful computer in existence, your own subconscious mind. The law of mental causation. There exists a law as certain as gravity, as predictable as mathematics, as powerful as electricity. This is the law of mental causation, the principle that every effect in your life has a mental cause, and every mental cause must produce its corresponding effect. This law states simply, thoughts are causes, conditions are effect. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Your results are a reflection of your thinking. Change your thinking and you must change your results. This is not philosophy, this is physics applied to consciousness. Everything you see in your life right now, your income, your relationships, your health, your circumstances, all of it began as thought patterns in your mind. Those thoughts, repeated and emotionalized, became beliefs. Those beliefs became habits. Those habits became results. And those results became your life. Most people try to change their lives by changing their conditions. They seek a better job, a new relationship, a different environment. But this is like trying to change the image in a mirror by polishing the glass. The image can only change when the object creating it changes. You are that object. Your mind is the cause. Everything else is effect. This law operates with mathematical precision. Plant thoughts of poverty, reap lack. Plant thoughts of disease, reap illness. Plant thoughts of failure, reap defeat. But equally true, plant thoughts of wealth, reap abundance. Plant thoughts of health, reap vitality. Plant thoughts of success, reap achievement. The tragedy is that most people plant unconsciously. They scatter seeds of thought without intention, then blame the world for their unwanted harvest. They don't realize they are farmers and thought is their seed and life is their field, and they will always reap what they sow. But consciousness changes everything. When you become aware of this law, you become a deliberate creator rather than an accidental victim. You choose your seeds carefully. You plant with intention. You tend your mental garden with discipline. And you reap a harvest that others call luck, but you know is law. Let me tell you about a man who proved this law beyond doubt. His name was W. Clement Stone, and he started with nothing but newspaper routes as a young boy. But his mother taught him the law of mental causation. Every morning and every night she had him repeat, "I am healthy, I am happy, I am terrific." Young Stone thought it was silly at first, but he obeyed. He repeated these words with emotion hundreds of times daily. His subconscious accepted them as commands, and something remarkable happened. His entire physiology began to align with these statements. He walked taller, smiled more, radiated confidence. This confidence attracted opportunities. Opportunities led to actions. Actions produced results. By applying this simple mental causation formula, Stone built an insurance empire worth billions and lived vibrantly to age 100, proving that what you plant in your mind, you harvest in your life. But the law works both ways. I knew a man who constantly said, "I'm always broke. Money slips through my fingers. I'll never get ahead." His subconscious, faithful servant that it is, ensured these commands were obeyed. No matter how hard he worked, money problems persisted. Not because the universe was against him, but because his mental seeds guaranteed a harvest of lack. This is why your mental diet is more important than your physical diet. You can poison your body with junk food and recover, but poison your mind with junk thoughts, and they take root, grow, and produce poisoned results for years to come. Starting tonight, you become a master gardener of the mind. You will plant only what you want to harvest. You will tend only thoughts that serve your highest good. You will uproot every weed of doubt, fear, and limitation. And you will do this not through force, but through the gentle persistence of nightly programming. The beauty of this law is its reliability. Unlike human promises that may be broken, unlike circumstances that may change, the law of mental causation never fails. It cannot fail. What you plant must grow. What you affirm must appear. What you visualize must materialize. The only variable is time, and time is shortened by the intensity of emotion and consistency of repetition. This is why your nightly practice is so crucial. Each night you plant tomorrow's harvest. Each affirmation is a seed. Each visualization is water. Each emotion is sunlight. And your subconscious is the fertile soil that brings forth whatever you plant exactly as you plant it. The power of definite purpose. Success is not an accident. Wealth is not random. Achievement is not luck. Behind every great accomplishment stands one driving force: definite purpose. This is the starting point of all achievement, the first principle of all success, the foundation upon which all other principles build. Definite purpose is not a wish, a hope, or a vague desire. It is a clear, specific, detailed declaration of exactly what you intend to achieve, backed by burning desire and unwavering faith. It is the difference between wandering and walking, between drifting and driving, between existing and living. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack definiteness. They want to be successful, but cannot define what success means. They desire more money, but have no specific amount. They hope for a better life, but have no clear picture of what that life looks like. The subconscious mind cannot build from vague blueprints. Tell a builder to construct something nice and he will stand paralyzed. But give him detailed plans, specific measurements, and exact specifications, and he will create exactly what you envision. Your subconscious is that builder, and your definite purpose is the blueprint. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying the most successful people in history, and he found one common denominator. They all possessed a definite major purpose that dominated their thoughts, directed their actions, and determined their destiny. This purpose was not a casual goal, but a magnificent obsession. Andrew Carnegie's definite purpose: to manufacture and market steel more efficiently than anyone in the world, then give away his entire fortune for the betterment of humanity. Every decision, every action, every thought aligned with this purpose. The result? He achieved both aims completely. Henry Ford's definite purpose: to build a motor car so affordable that every American family could own one. When experts said it was impossible, when banks refused to finance him, when everyone called him crazy, he held to his purpose. The Model T transformed not just his life but the entire world. Thomas Edison's definite purpose: to harness electricity for the service of humanity. Through 10,000 failed experiments, through poverty and ridicule, through fire that destroyed his laboratory, he never wavered. His purpose was definite, and so was his success. But here's what most people miss. These men didn't succeed because they found their purpose. They succeeded because they decided on their purpose and then programmed their subconscious minds to accept no other outcome. Your definite purpose is not waiting to be discovered. It is waiting to be decided. You don't find it, you choose it. You don't stumble upon it, you create it. And once created, you must burn it into your subconscious through nightly repetition until it becomes the dominant force in your mental life. Tonight you will write your definite major purpose. Not tomorrow, not someday, but tonight. And you will write it with such clarity that a child could understand it, with such specificity that progress can be measured, with such emotion that your heart races as you read it. Your statement of definite purpose must include exactly what you intend to achieve, generally but specifically, the exact date by which you will achieve it. Deadlines drive decisions. What you will give in return, nature abhors a vacuum and rewards service. Your specific plan of action, the bridge between desire and achievement. Why this purpose burns in your soul. Emotion is the fuel of accomplishment. Here is the formula Napoleon Hill provided, proven by thousands who have used it to transform their lives. I will have specific achievement by exact date. In return, I will specific service or value. My plan of action is specific steps. This purpose burns within me because emotional reason. I see myself already in possession of this achievement. I feel the reality of it. I act daily in harmony with its accomplishment. But writing is only the beginning. Every night before sleep, you must read this statement aloud with emotion. You must visualize its achievement with clarity. You must feel the joy of its accomplishment. You must program your subconscious to accept no reality except the fulfillment of this purpose. Let me tell you about a woman who proved this principle. Mary Kay Ash was passed over for promotion repeatedly, told that women couldn't succeed in business, dismissed and diminished at every turn. But she had a definite purpose: to create a company that would give women unlimited opportunity for success. Every night she visualized this company. She saw herself leading thousands of successful women. She felt the joy of changing lives. She programmed her subconscious with such intensity that when she started with $5,000, nothing could stop her. Her company became a billion-dollar enterprise because her purpose was definite and her programming was persistent. Your circumstances don't matter. Your current resources don't matter. Your past failures don't matter. The only thing that matters is the definiteness of your purpose and the persistence of your programming. When these two forces combine, the universe itself reorganizes to accommodate your vision. The mastery of autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the agency of control through which you may voluntarily feed your subconscious mind on thoughts of a creative nature, or, by neglect, permit thoughts of a destructive nature to find their way into this rich garden of the mind. This is your direct communication channel with your subconscious, the method by which you plant the seeds of your future harvest. But autosuggestion is not merely repeating words. It is the art of impressing your deeper mind with emotionalized thoughts that transform into physical reality. Every successful person throughout history has used autosuggestion, whether consciously or unconsciously. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is largely determined by the messages they repeatedly give to their subconscious minds. But here's what most people don't understand. Your subconscious is already being programmed every moment of every day. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every image you hold is a form of autosuggestion. The question is not whether you're using autosuggestion, you are. The question is whether you're using it deliberately or accidentally, constructively or destructively. Most people practice negative autosuggestion without realizing it. They say things like, I can't remember names, I'm not good with money, I always get sick this time of year, I'm just not lucky, success is for other people. Each of these statements is a command to the subconscious, and the subconscious, being a faithful servant, ensures they become true. This is why people's lives tend to match their dominant mental patterns. They've programmed themselves for exactly the results they're getting. But you can change your programming starting this very moment. The past has no power except what you give it through memory. Your subconscious has no loyalty to old programs. It simply runs whatever software is installed most recently and repeated most often. The science of autosuggestion rests on 5 pillars. First pillar, present tense commands. Your subconscious operates only in the now. It doesn't understand I will be successful, that creates eternal waiting. It only understands I am successful, that creates immediate alignment. Always phrase your autosuggestions as if they are already true. Second pillar, emotional intensity. Words without feeling are like seeds without life force. Your subconscious responds not to what you say, but to what you feel. When you combine words with deep emotion, you create an impression that penetrates the deepest levels of mind and begins immediate transformation. Third pillar, repetition with faith. A single affirmation is like a single drop of water on stone. It makes no visible impact. But repeated daily with faith, like water dripping continuously, it carves channels that become permanent pathways. Repetition is the mother of skill and the father of transformation. Fourth pillar, visualization. Your subconscious thinks in pictures. When you combine your words with clear mental images, you double their power. See yourself as you intend to become. Feel yourself living the reality you're creating. Make it so vivid that your subconscious accepts it as fact. Fifth pillar, relaxed concentration. The state of your body affects the receptivity of your mind. When you're tense, your conscious mind creates resistance. When you're relaxed but focused, your affirmations slip past the critical factor and lodge deep in your subconscious. Let me share the story of Jim Carrey to illustrate this power. Before he became famous, when he was a struggling comedian living in poverty, Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it 5 years in the future. Every night, he would drive up Mulholland Drive, look out at Los Angeles, and visualize directors being interested in him. He would repeat with emotion, I am a successful actor. Directors want to work with me. I bring unique value to every role. He would see himself receiving that $10 million check. This wasn't casual wishing. This was deliberate programming. Night after night, with emotion and visualization, he impressed this reality upon his subconscious. His subconscious, accepting this as truth, began to adjust his actions, his decisions, his very presence to align with this vision. 5 years later, he received exactly $10 million for his role in Dumb and Dumber. Not approximately, exactly. This is the precision of autosuggestion when properly applied. Your subconscious takes your commands literally and fulfills them exactly. Now let me give you the master formula for autosuggestion that you will use every night. Step 1. Physical preparation. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Take 5 deep breaths. With each exhale, release all tension. Create a state of relaxed alertness. Step 2. Mental clearing. Say, I now clear my mind of all negativity, all limitation, all doubt. I create a clean space for new programming. Step 3. Emotional activation. Generate a feeling of gratitude, joy, or excitement. Your subconscious responds to feeling, so create the emotional state you want to program. Step 4. Spoken affirmation. Speak your autosuggestions aloud with conviction. I am successful in all my undertakings. Money flows to me easily and abundantly. I attract perfect opportunities at perfect times. I am confident, capable, and certain every day in every way. I am getting better and better. Step 5, visualization. See yourself living these truths. Make it vivid, detailed, real. Engage all your senses. Live in the achievement before it arrives. Step 6, emotional impression. Feel the joy of success. Feel the satisfaction of achievement. Feel the confidence of capability. Let these emotions wash through every cell of your being. Step 7, grateful release. Say, I am grateful that this is now my reality. My subconscious makes it so, and so it is. This process, repeated nightly with faith and persistence, will transform your mental programming and therefore your life. You are not hoping, you are commanding. You are not wishing, you are creating. You are not waiting, you are becoming. The destruction of limiting beliefs. Before you can build the new, you must demolish the old. Before success can take root, failure must be uprooted. Before confidence can flourish, doubt must be destroyed. Tonight, we begin the systematic destruction of every limiting belief that has held you hostage. Limiting beliefs are not facts, they are opinions you've accepted as facts. They are not truths, they are lies you've told yourself so often that they feel true. They are not permanent, they are patterns that can be broken, programs that can be deleted, chains that can be shattered. Every limiting belief follows the same pattern. First, you have an experience or receive a message. Second, you interpret that experience negatively. Third, you generalize that interpretation into a rule about life. Fourth, you repeat that rule until it becomes unconscious. Fifth, your subconscious manifests evidence to support the belief, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's the liberation. What was learned can be unlearned. What was programmed can be reprogrammed. What was accepted can be rejected. Your subconscious has no investment in keeping you limited. It simply runs whatever program is strongest. Tonight we make empowering beliefs stronger than limiting ones. The most common limiting beliefs that destroy human potential. I'm not smart enough. This lie has killed more dreams than all other factors combined. Intelligence is not fixed. It expands with use. Every time you learn something new, your brain creates new neural pathways. You're not smart enough. You simply haven't developed certain skills yet. Replace with, my mind is brilliant and expanding daily. I learn quickly and apply knowledge effectively. Intelligence flows through me naturally. I don't deserve success. This poison was likely planted in childhood by someone who was themselves limited. Deserving is not earned, it is inherent. You deserve success simply by existing, just as a seed deserves to become a tree. Replace with, success is my birthright. I deserve all good things. The universe wants me to succeed and provides everything I need. Money is hard to come by. This scarcity programming keeps millions in poverty. Money is simply energy, and energy is infinite. There is more money in circulation today than ever before in history. The only scarcity is in consciousness. Replace with, money flows to me easily and continuously. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my natural state. I'm too old young. Age is irrelevant to achievement. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he started KFC. Mark Zuckerberg was 19 when he created Facebook. The only time that matters is now. Replace with, I am the perfect age for my success. My timing is divinely guided. Everything happens at exactly the right moment. I don't have the right connections. This excuse ignores the truth that connections are created, not inherited. Every relationship begins with a single interaction. Your next conversation could change your life. Replace with, I attract perfect partnerships. The right people appear at the right time. My network expands naturally and beneficially. I'm not talented enough. Talent is overrated. Persistence beats talent every time. Most talented people never develop their gifts, while ordinary people with determination achieve extraordinary things. Replace with, my persistence is my talent. My determination is my gift. I develop whatever skills I need through practice and faith. It's too late to change. This is perhaps the deadliest lie because it steals hope. Change is possible at any moment. Your brain remains plastic throughout life. New habits can be formed at any age. Replace with, now is the perfect time for transformation. I change easily and naturally. My best years are ahead of me. Let me tell you about Roger Bannister. For thousands of years, humans believed running a mile in under 4 minutes was physically impossible. Doctors said the human heart would explode. Experts said the body wasn't designed for such speed. This limiting belief was so strong it became physical reality. No one could break the barrier. But Bannister didn't accept this limitation. He programmed his mind differently. Every night he visualized himself breaking through the 4-minute barrier. He told his subconscious, I run a mile in under 4 minutes easily and safely. He saw it, felt it, believed it. On May 6, 1954, he ran a mile in 3:59.4. The impossible barrier was broken. But here's the remarkable part. Within 46 days, another runner broke it. Within a year, several had done it. Today, high school students regularly run sub-4-minute miles. What changed? Not human physiology. That evolution takes millennia. What changed was belief. Once the limiting belief was shattered, human potential was unleashed. The barrier was never physical. It was mental. The same is true for every barrier in your life. Your limitations are not facts. They are beliefs, and beliefs can be changed instantly with decision and persistently with repetition. Tonight, you will perform the limiting belief destruction ritual. Step 1, identification. Write down every limiting belief you've accepted. Be honest. Be thorough. These are the weeds in your mental garden. Step 2, challenge. For each belief, ask, is this absolutely true? What evidence contradicts this? Who has achieved what I want despite this same challenge? Step 3, replacement. For each limiting belief, write its empowering opposite. Make it present tense, positive, and powerful. Step 4, emotional release. Say, I now release limiting belief completely and permanently. It has no power over me. I am free. Step 5, installation. Speak your new empowering belief with emotion. Visualize yourself living this truth. Feel the freedom of this new reality. Step 6, reinforcement. Repeat your new belief at least 10 times with increasing intensity. Program it deep into your subconscious. Step 7, gratitude. Thank your subconscious for accepting this new programming. Trust that transformation has begun. This process works because your subconscious doesn't cling to beliefs. It simply runs the strongest program. By consciously weakening limiting beliefs and strengthening empowering ones, you literally rewire your mental operating system. The creative power of imagination. Imagination is the workshop of your mind wherein all plans are created, all desires are given form, and all futures are first constructed. It is not child's play or idle fantasy. It is the most practical power you possess. For nothing exists in the physical world that didn't first exist in someone's imagination. Napoleon Hill identified 2 types of imagination: synthetic imagination, which arranges old concepts into new combinations, and creative imagination, which receives ideas from infinite intelligence. Tonight, you learn to use both as tools of transformation. Everything around you, the device you're using, the building you're in, the clothes you wear, all began as mental images. The chair was imagined before it was built. The business was conceived before it was started. The relationship was envisioned before it was manifested. Imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. But most people use imagination destructively. They imagine worst-case scenarios, visualize failure, picture disappointment. They create mental movies of what they don't want, then wonder why life keeps delivering exactly what they've been picturing. They don't realize they're using the most powerful creative force in the universe to create what they fear instead of what they desire. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined. Brain scans show the same neural activity whether you're actually performing an action or just visualizing it. This is why athletes improve performance through mental rehearsal and why your body responds to imagined danger with real stress hormones. This principle means you can literally rehearse success before it happens. You can practice victory in your mind until it becomes natural in your life. You can live in your desired future so completely that your present must reshape itself to match. Walt Disney understood this power. He called it Imagineering, the engineering of dreams into reality. Before Disneyland existed, Disney walked through the empty orange groves, pointing out where each attraction would be, describing the smiles on children's faces, hearing the laughter that didn't yet exist. He lived in that imagined reality so completely that others began to see it too. Investment followed vision, construction followed imagination, the physical followed the mental. The same process works for your life. What you consistently imagine with emotion and detail must eventually externalize. Your imagination is constantly creating your future. The only question is whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, constructively or destructively. Tonight you master the 3 levels of imagination. Level 1, memory reconstruction. Take a limiting memory and reimagine it with a positive outcome. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between original and reconstructed memories. By reimagining past events, you literally change their effect on your present and future. Level 2, present enhancement. Visualize your current life, but with all the improvements you desire. See yourself in your same environment, but operating at peak performance, radiating confidence, attracting success. This bridges the gap between where you are and where you're going. Level 3, future creation. Build detailed mental movies of your ideal life. Make them so real you can taste, touch, smell, hear, and feel them. Visit this future nightly until it becomes more familiar than your present. The imagination protocol for tonight. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 5 deep breaths. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more relaxed and receptive. Now, create your mental movie screen. Make it large, vivid, 3-dimensional. This is your private theater where you preview your future. Begin with a scene of your ideal day 1 year from now. You wake up. Where are you? What do you see? How does your environment look? Notice every detail, the quality of light, the colors, the textures, the sounds. See yourself getting ready for your day. How do you move? What's your energy level? What expression is on your face? You're living your definite purpose. How does that feel in your body? Watch yourself throughout this ideal day. See yourself making decisions with confidence, interacting with others from a place of power, handling challenges with ease. Notice how others respond to you. Feel the respect, the admiration, the opportunities that flow naturally. Most importantly, step into the movie. Stop watching yourself and start being yourself in this scene. Feel what it's like to live this reality. Experience the emotions, the satisfaction, the joy, the peace, the excitement. Make it so real that your body responds as if it's happening now. This is not pretending. This is pre-creating. Your subconscious is recording this as a real experience. It's creating neural pathways that will guide your actions tomorrow. You're literally installing the habits, reactions, and expectations of your future self. Let me tell you about Cynthia Stafford, who proved the power of imagination beyond doubt. She was a single mother struggling financially when she decided to imagine winning exactly $11–12 million in the lottery. Not approximately, exactly $11–12 million. Every night for 4 months she would visualize the specific number. She would see herself holding the check, feel the paper in her hands, imagine exactly how she would use the money to help her family and others. She didn't just hope, she lived in that reality mentally. In May 2007, she won exactly $12 million in the California Mega Millions lottery, the exact amount she had imagined. This isn't luck, this is the precision of imagination properly applied. Your subconscious, connected to infinite intelligence, orchestrates circumstances to match your persistent mental images. But imagination works for more than material wealth. Dr. Joe Dispenza documents cases of people healing incurable conditions through visualization. They imagined their bodies perfect, saw their cells healthy, felt vitality flowing through them. The body, unable to distinguish between real and imagined, began producing the exact chemicals needed for healing. Athletes use this same principle. A study of basketball players showed that those who only visualized making free throws improved almost as much as those who physically practiced. The mind was training the body through imagination alone. Your imagination is not limited by current circumstances. It's not bound by what seems possible. It operates in the realm of infinite potential. Whatever you can conceive and believe you can achieve, but you must first see it clearly, consistently, emotionally in your mind's eye. Tonight and every night, you will spend at least 20 minutes in creative visualization. This is not optional, it's essential. You're not just thinking about success, you're mentally living it, installing it, becoming it before it manifests physically. Guidelines for power visualization. Make it specific. Vague visualizations create vague results. Include all senses. The more sensory detail, the more real to your subconscious. Generate emotion. Feeling is the language of the subconscious. Stay in first person. Be in the scene, not watching it. End with gratitude. Thank your subconscious as if it's already done. Trust the process. Your only job is visualize. Let infinite intelligence handle the how. Remember, your imagination is the workshop where all your tomorrows are designed. Use it wisely, use it deliberately, use it nightly. For whatever you consistently imagine, you must eventually become. The power of emotional transmutation. Emotion is the electricity that powers all mental programming. Without emotion, your affirmations are just words. Without feeling, your visualizations are just daydreams. But when you master emotional transmutation, the art of converting any emotion into fuel for achievement, you become unstoppable. Napoleon Hill discovered that all emotions, positive or negative, can be transmuted into constructive action. The same energy that creates fear can create faith. The same force that generates anger can generate determination. The key is learning to redirect emotional energy toward your definite purpose. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They feel angry and lash out. They feel fearful and retreat. They feel doubtful and quit. They don't realize that emotion is simply energy in motion, and like all energy, it can be redirected, transformed, transmuted into power. The highest form of emotional transmutation is sexual transmutation, the redirection of sexual energy into creative and productive channels. This is not suppression, but transformation. The same life force that creates physical life can create financial empires, artistic masterpieces, and world-changing innovations. History's greatest achievers understood this principle. Napoleon Bonaparte channeled his intense energy into military conquest. Tesla redirected his passion into invention. Beethoven transmuted his emotional intensity into symphonies that still move hearts centuries later. But you don't need to be celibate to practice transmutation. You simply need to understand that all emotional energy can be consciously directed. Instead of being consumed by emotion, you can consume it, digest it, and transform it into fuel for your definite purpose. The 7-step emotional transmutation process. Step 1. Recognition. When you feel any strong emotion, stop and recognize it. Say, I feel emotion and this is energy I can use. Step 2, acceptance. Don't resist or judge the emotion. Accept it as raw power waiting to be directed. Step 3, breathing. Take 10 deep breaths, imagining the emotion as energy circulating through your body. Step 4, redirection. Consciously direct this energy toward your definite purpose. See it flowing into your visualization. Step 5, transformation. Convert the emotion into its constructive opposite. Fear becomes excitement for breakthrough. Anger becomes determination to succeed. Sadness becomes compassion that serves. Anxiety becomes energy for preparation. Step 6, action. Use the transmuted energy immediately. Take one action toward your goal while the energy is high. Step 7, gratitude. Thank the emotion for the power it provided. You've turned a potential negative into definite positive. Let me share a story that illustrates this power. Jim Rohn was angry, furiously angry. At age 25, he was broke, embarrassed, and frustrated. A Girl Scout came to his door selling cookies and he lied, saying he'd already bought some because he couldn't afford the $2. The anger and humiliation he felt in that moment could have destroyed him. Instead, he transmuted it. He directed all that emotional energy into a burning determination to never be in that position again. He channeled his fury into studying success, into changing his habits, into building his fortune. That transmuted anger became the fuel that drove him to become a millionaire by age 31 and eventually one of the greatest success philosophers of all time. The same emotion that could have made him bitter made him better because he understood transmutation. This principle works with positive emotions too. Love, joy, enthusiasm. These can be directed toward your purpose with incredible effect. When you're in love, that energy can make you more creative in business. When you're joyful, that vibration attracts opportunities. When you're enthusiastic, that force makes you magnetic to success. The key is to never waste emotional energy. Every feeling is fuel, every passion is power. Every emotional wave can carry you closer to your destination if you learn to surf rather than sink. Sexual energy, being the most powerful of all emotions, deserves special attention. This creative force, when transmuted, has built empires and created masterpieces. It's the same energy that creates life, and when redirected, it can create any form of success. This doesn't mean suppressing natural desires. It means adding success to sex as an outlet for this powerful energy. It means channeling some of that intense creative force into your work, your purpose, your vision. Many of history's greatest achievements came during periods of intense romantic love or disciplined redirection of sexual energy. The nightly emotional charging ritual. Before your affirmations and visualizations, you must generate powerful positive emotion. Emotion is the electricity that charges your mental work and makes it manifest. Remember a peak moment. Recall a time you felt incredibly powerful, successful, or loved. Relive it fully until you feel those emotions again. Amplify the feeling. Turn up the emotional volume. Make the feeling stronger, brighter, more intense. Direct the energy. While feeling these peak emotions, speak your affirmations and see your visualizations. The emotion charges them with manifesting power. Stack emotions. Add layer upon layer of positive emotion, confidence, gratitude, excitement, love, anticipation. Build an emotional bonfire. Seal with certainty. End with the absolute certainty that what you've visualized must manifest because you've charged it with such powerful emotion. Remember, thoughts are the blueprint, but emotions are the construction crew. Without emotional energy, nothing gets built. With it, miracles become inevitable. The Mastermind Alliance. No individual may have great power without availing himself of the mastermind principle. This is the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in a spirit of harmony. When minds connect in harmony, they create a third mind, a mastermind that has access to infinite intelligence. Andrew Carnegie attributed his entire fortune to his Mastermind alliance. He personally knew nothing about the technical aspects of steel manufacturing, but he surrounded himself with men who did. More importantly, he created harmony among these minds, and from that harmony came ideas, solutions, and strategies that made him the richest man in the world. But here's what most people don't understand. You can create a mastermind alliance in your own mind. You can build an invisible council of advisors who guide you, inspire you, and share their wisdom while you sleep. This is not fantasy. This is the deliberate use of imagination to access higher intelligence. Napoleon Hill himself used this technique throughout his life. Every night before sleep, he would hold imaginary council meetings with his invisible advisors: Edison, Darwin, Lincoln, Burbank, Napoleon, Ford, and others. He would pose questions and listen for answers. Over time, these imaginary figures became so real that they seemed to take on lives of their own, offering advice and insights Hill's conscious mind couldn't have produced. This works because your subconscious mind has access to far more information than your conscious awareness. When you create mental representations of great minds and ask them questions, your subconscious produces answers based on everything you know about how these individuals thought and acted. You literally think at their level, creating your invisible counselors. Tonight, you will select your personal board of advisors. Choose 5 to 9 individuals whose qualities you admire. They can be living or dead, real or fictional. What matters is that they embody traits you want to develop. For each counselor, understand their dominant qualities, their thinking patterns, their approach to challenges, their core beliefs, their greatest achievements. Study these individuals until you can hear their voice in your mind, see their mannerisms, feel their presence. Read their biographies, their own words, their philosophies. The more you know about them, the more powerful your mental connection. Your nightly council meeting. After your relaxation ritual, visualize a private meeting room. Make it magnificent. This is where giants gather. See every detail: the table, the chairs, the lighting, the atmosphere. Now invite your counselors one by one. See them enter. Notice how they move, how they sit, their expressions. Feel the power of being in their presence. Take your place at the table. You're the chairman of this board. These great minds are here to serve your growth. Present your current challenge or question. Be specific. Then listen. Let each counselor speak. Don't force words. Allow your subconscious to channel their wisdom. You'll be amazed at the insights that emerge. Solutions you couldn't see before become obvious. Strategies you never considered present themselves. Thank each counselor before closing the meeting. Know that they remain available whenever you need them. Their wisdom has been planted in your subconscious and will emerge as intuition throughout your day. Let me tell you about a man who proved this principle's power. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, created 2 primary mental advisors, his Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Before major financial decisions, he would consult both perspectives in his mind. The contrasting viewpoints helped him see opportunities and pitfalls clearly. This mental mastermind guided him from bankruptcy to building a financial education empire worth hundreds of millions. The advisors were constructs of his imagination, but the wisdom they provided was real and practical. You can create specialized councils for different areas: a financial council for wealth decisions, a health council for wealth decisions, a relationship council for personal matters, a creativity council for innovation, a spiritual council for life purpose. The key is consistency. The more regularly you meet with your invisible counselors, the stronger their presence becomes in your subconscious. Eventually, you won't need formal meetings. Their wisdom will flow naturally as enhanced intuition. But the mastermind principle extends beyond mental constructs. You must also build physical alliances with living individuals who share your commitment to growth. 2 or more minds working in harmony create exponential power. Form or join a mastermind group that meets regularly. Share goals, challenges, and insights. The collective wisdom, support, and accountability will accelerate your progress beyond what any individual effort could achieve. Remember, no one achieves greatness alone. Whether through invisible counsels or physical alliances, you must tap into the power of combined consciousness. When minds unite in harmony toward a definite purpose, they access a power that transcends individual limitations. The law of persistence. Persistence is to success what carbon is to steel. It is the element that transforms soft potential into unbreakable achievement. Without persistence, all other principles fail. With it, failure becomes impossible, for persistence is the sustained application of purpose until purpose becomes reality. Most people quit at the first sign of defeat. They abandon their dreams when the first storm appears. They don't realize that every failure carries within it the seed of equivalent success, but that seed only germinates through persistence. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before creating the electric light bulb. When asked about these failures, he replied, "I haven't failed. I've successfully discovered 10,000 ways that don't work, and each discovery brings me closer to the way that does." That's the mindset of persistence, seeing every setback as setup for comeback, every failure as education, every no as bringing you closer to yes. Persistence transforms temporary defeat into permanent victory. But persistence is not stubborn stupidity. It's not beating your head against the same wall repeatedly. True persistence is the continued application of organized effort, guided by intelligence, driven by purpose, and sustained by faith. It's flexible in method, but inflexible in intention. The 4 types of persistence. Physical persistence, the continuation of action despite fatigue. This builds stamina and proves to your subconscious that you're serious about success. Mental persistence, the maintenance of focus despite distractions. This strengthens concentration and deepens the groove of your purpose in your mind. Emotional persistence, the sustaining of enthusiasm despite setbacks. This develops resilience and maintains the emotional charge necessary for manifestation. Spiritual persistence, the holding of faith despite appearances. This connects you to infinite intelligence and ensures ultimate victory. All 4 types must be developed through your nightly practice. Each night you program your mind as an act of persistence. Each visualization despite no visible results is persistence. Each affirmation when doubt whispers is persistence. Let me tell you about Colonel Sanders, who epitomizes persistence. At age 65, after failing at multiple careers, he had nothing but a Social Security check and a chicken recipe. He approached restaurant after restaurant, trying to sell his recipe. He was rejected 1,009 times. Think about that, 1,009 rejections. Most people quit after 3 rejections. Many quit after 10. The rare individual might persist through 100, but Sanders persisted through 1,009 no's until he got his first yes. That single yes, born of superhuman persistence, became Kentucky Fried Chicken, one of the world's largest restaurant chains. Sanders became a millionaire after age 65 because he understood that persistence is the price of achievement. The subconscious mind tests your seriousness through requiring persistence. It's asking, do you really want this? Will you continue when it's hard? Will you persist when you can't see results? Your continuation is your answer, and persistence is your proof of deserving. Building unshakable persistence. 1. Develop a magnificent obsession. Persistence requires fuel, and that fuel is burning desire for your definite purpose. When your why is strong enough, you'll persist through any how. 2. Create a persistence anchor. Choose a physical object that represents your commitment. Touch it every night as you affirm, I persist until I succeed. I am bigger than any obstacle. 3. Reframe setbacks. Train your mind to see every obstacle as an opportunity, every rejection as redirection, every failure as feedback. This mental reframe makes persistence natural. 4. Track your persistence. Keep a persistence journal. Record every day you maintain your practice. Seeing your streak builds momentum and makes quitting unthinkable. 5. Visualize past persistence. Remember times you persisted and won. Relive that feeling. Your subconscious learns that persistence leads to victory. 6. Program persistence nightly. Include in your affirmations, I am unstoppable. I persist with intelligence. I continue with faith. I endure with purpose. I succeed through persistence. The persistence formula: definiteness of purpose, firm, burning desire, sound plan, accurate knowledge, friendly cooperation, willpower, habit, persistence. When all 7 elements combine, persistence becomes automatic. You no longer need to force yourself to continue. Continuation becomes your nature. Here's a secret. The universe tests persistence to determine seriousness. It's not being cruel, it's being selective. Success is too valuable to give to those who won't appreciate it. By requiring persistence, life ensures that only those who truly desire success receive it. Every great fortune has a persistent story behind it. Walt Disney was turned down by 32 banks before getting financing. For Disneyland, Stephen King's first novel was rejected 30 times before publication. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job for being unfit for TV. Rowling's Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers. What separated them from permanent failure? One thing: they persisted when others would have quit. They understood that success is often just one more try away. Your persistence declaration. Write this and read it every night. I persist until I succeed. I was not delivered into this world in defeat, nor does failure course through my veins. I am not a sheep waiting to be prodded. I am a lion refusing to talk, walk, or sleep with sheep. I persist until I succeed. The prizes of life are at the end of each journey, not near the beginning. Failure I may still encounter at the 1000th step, yet success hides behind the next bend in the road. I persist until I succeed. I know that small attempts repeated complete any undertaking. I build my castle one brick at a time. I persist until I succeed. Remember, in the confrontation between the stream and the rock, the stream always wins, not through strength but through persistence. Faith, the eternal elixir. Faith is the head chemist of the mind, blending thoughts with the spiritual equivalent of their nature. Faith is the only known antidote to failure. It is the element that transforms ordinary thought vibration into spiritual power. Without faith, the best plans fail. With it, mountains move. But faith is not religious belief, though religion may contain it. Faith is not hope, though hope may lead to it. Faith is absolute certainty in the unseen, unshakable confidence in the not yet manifested, complete trust in the law of mental causation. Faith begins where reason ends. Reason says, I'll believe it when I see it. Faith says, I'll see it when I believe it. This reversal of cause and effect is the secret of all miracles, all healings, all impossible achievements. The subconscious mind instantly translates faith into its physical equivalent. This is why placebo effects work. The body heals because the mind believes. This is why confident people attract success. Their faith creates a magnetic field that draws opportunity. But here's what most miss. Faith is not something you have, it's something you develop. Like a muscle, it strengthens with use. Like a skill, it improves with practice. And like all mental states, it can be programmed through repetition. The faith development formula. Step 1. Start with proven principles. You don't need blind faith. Start with principles proven by thousands. Thoughts become things. The subconscious creates reality. Mental images externalize. Persistence guarantees victory. Step 2, test with small demonstrations. Build faith through small successes. Visualize finding a parking space, then find one. Affirm a positive interaction, then experience it. These small proofs build faith for bigger demonstrations. Step 3, study success stories. Read biographies of those who achieved the impossible. Their stories prove that faith moves mountains. What one has done, another can do. Step 4, affirm faith constantly. My faith is unwavering. I believe in my success completely. What I see in my mind must manifest in my life. Faith is my foundation. Step 5, act on faith. Faith without action is dead. Take steps toward your goal before you see the path. The path appears under the feet of faith. Let me share the story of George Washington Carver, born into slavery, who became one of America's greatest scientists through faith. He had no advantages, faced crushing discrimination, yet believed absolutely in his purpose. Every morning he would walk in nature and ask God to reveal the secrets of plants. Through faith, he developed over 300 products from peanuts, revolutionized agriculture, and became advisor to presidents. When asked about his discoveries, he said, "I never have to look very far to find the answers. God has placed them all around us. Through faith, He reveals them." This is practical faith, the certainty that infinite intelligence responds to definite requests backed by belief. Carver's faith opened channels of inspiration that reason alone could never access. Faith operates through spiritual laws, the law of attraction. Faith creates a magnetic field that draws corresponding circumstances. Believe in success, attract success. Believe in failure, attract failure. The law of correspondence. Your outer world corresponds to your inner faith. Change your faith, change your world. The law of abundance. Faith connects you to infinite supply. There is no lack except in consciousness. The law of circulation. Faith knows that giving leads to receiving, that outflow determines inflow. The law of substitution. Faith replaces fear instantly. You cannot hold both simultaneously. Building unshakable faith. Each night, after your other practices, enter a state of pure faith. This is not hoping or wishing. This is knowing with every cell of your being that your success is certain. Say with absolute conviction, "I have perfect faith in infinite intelligence. I have perfect faith in universal law. I have perfect faith in my definite purpose. I have perfect faith in my ability to achieve. I have perfect faith that everything I need is provided. I have perfect faith that my success is certain." Feel these words resonate through your entire being. Let them dissolve every doubt, fear, and limitation. Faith is not just a thought, it's a full-body experience of certainty. The ultimate secret of faith. Act as if you have it until you do. This isn't pretending, it's practicing. Every time you act on faith, you strengthen it. Every time you speak with faith, you deepen it. Every time you persist in faith despite appearances, you prove it. Remember the story of the Wright brothers. Every expert proved that heavier-than-air flight was impossible. Mathematics, physics, and common sense all agreed. But the Wright brothers had faith. They visualized flight, believed in flight, acted on faith in flight. On December 17, 1903, their faith lifted them into the air for 12 seconds. Those 12 seconds changed the world forever. Today, millions fly daily because two bicycle mechanics had more faith than all the experts had doubt. Your faith can work the same miracle in your life. What seems impossible to reason is natural to faith. What appears as barriers to the eyes dissolves before the vision of faith. Program this truth into your subconscious. Faith is my natural state. Doubt is learned and can be unlearned. I return to the faith I was born with, faith in myself, faith in life, faith in the certainty of my success. The mystery of sex, transmutation. The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. When driven by this emotion, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times. So strong and impelling is the desire for sexual contact that men freely run the risk of life and reputation to indulge it. This force, when understood and redirected, becomes the most powerful tool for achievement. Sex transmutation is the switching of sexual energy from purely physical expression into creative effort. It is the redirection of the most powerful human drive into channels that build empires, create masterpieces, and transform civilization. History's greatest achievements occurred when sexual energy was transmuted into creative expression. Napoleon channeled his intense energy into conquering nations. Beethoven transformed passion into symphonies. Tessie redirected his drive into inventions that revolutionized the world. Shakespeare transmuted desire into poetry that immortalized human emotion. The mystery is not in suppression, but in multiplication. Sexual energy need not be diminished. It can be expressed through multiple channels. When you add creative expression to physical expression, you multiply rather than divide your power. Understanding sexual energy. Sexual energy is creative energy in its most concentrated form. It's the same force that creates life, and when consciously directed, it can create anything. This energy enhances imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, creative insight, personal magnetism, enthusiasm, leadership ability. Most people waste this powerful force through unconscious dissipation. They don't realize they possess an internal generator of unlimited creative power. When this energy is conserved and redirected, it provides fuel for extraordinary achievement. The art of transmutation. Step 1. Recognition. Become aware when sexual energy arises. Don't judge or suppress. Simply recognize this powerful force. Step 2. Appreciation. Thank this energy for its power. It's life force seeking expression. Step 3. Redirection. Consciously channel this energy upward through your body to your creative centers. Visualize it flowing to your brain, energizing your imagination. Step 4. Application. Immediately use this energy for creative work. Write, plan, visualize, create. The energy seeks expression. Give it constructive outlet. Step 5. Integration. Make transmutation a habit. Train your subconscious to automatically redirect sexual energy into achievement energy. This practice doesn't require celibacy. Many of history's greatest achievers were married and enjoyed normal relationships. They simply learned to channel additional sexual energy into their work, multiplying their creative power. The nightly transmutation ritual. Before sleep, if you feel sexual energy, use it to supercharge your mental programming. Acknowledge the energy with gratitude. Breathe deeply, circulating the energy throughout your body. Direct it to your visualization, making images more vivid. Channel it into your affirmations, speaking with increased power. Feel it magnetizing your desires, drawing them closer. Thank this creative force for serving your highest purpose. Women possess this same creative energy, often in more refined form. Many of history's most influential women understood transmutation intuitively, channeling their creative force into movements that changed the world. The relationship between sexual energy and prosperity is direct. Those who learn transmutation often experience increased income, enhanced creativity, improved health, greater personal magnetism, stronger intuition, accelerated manifestation. This is because sexual energy, being the most powerful emotion, carries thoughts into the subconscious with maximum force. When you speak affirmations while filled with transmuted sexual energy, they penetrate deeper and manifest faster. A word of wisdom. This force must be handled with respect. It's not about manipulation or using others. It's about harnessing your own creative power for constructive purposes. When used ethically, it enhances all areas of life. The master key to transmutation. See sexual energy not as a distraction, but as rocket fuel for your dreams. When this force arises, immediately ask, how can I use this power to serve my definite purpose? Then act on the answer. Every moment of sexual energy is an opportunity for advancement. Every surge of desire can become a surge of achievement. Every passionate feeling can become passionate creation. Program your subconscious with this truth. I am master of my creative energy. I direct it consciously toward my highest good. My sexual energy serves my success. I transmute passion into power, desire into achievement, energy into empire. The door to the Temple of Wisdom. The door to the Temple of Wisdom is opened only to those who have discovered that failure, defeat, and temporary setback are nothing more than blessings in disguise. Every adversity carries with it the seed of equivalent benefit, but that seed only germinates in the soil of proper perception. Most people see failure as the end. The wise see it as education. Most flee from defeat. The wise embrace it as redirection. Most fear setbacks. The wise welcome them as setups for greater comebacks. This shift in perception is not denial, it's enlightenment. It's seeing with spiritual eyes what physical eyes miss. It's understanding that the universe is always working for your highest good, even when appearances suggest otherwise. Napoleon Hill discovered this truth through his own darkest hours. When his school burned down, when his magazine failed, when his fortune disappeared, when his first marriage ended, each devastating loss forced him deeper into wisdom. What seemed like destruction was actually construction of character. From these ashes arose the philosophy that has transformed millions of lives. Had he not experienced failure, he could never have written authentically about overcoming it. His defeats became his credentials. His setbacks became his syllabus. The hidden benefits of temporary defeat. Defeat reveals weakness, showing exactly what needs strengthening. Defeat builds resilience, creating mental calluses against future challenges. Defeat develops humility, opening the mind to new learning. Defeat forces creativity, requires new approaches and solutions. Defeat tests desire, proving who really wants success. Defeat teaches patience, developing long-term thinking. Defeat creates compassion, enabling you to help others through similar challenges. But these benefits only manifest when you maintain the proper mental attitude. When you see defeat as final, it is. When you see it as educational, it teaches. When you see it as beneficial, it blesses. The alchemy of adversity. Tonight you will transform every past defeat into power through mental alchemy. List your greatest defeats. Write them without emotion, as facts. Find the hidden benefit. For each defeat, identify what it taught you. Reframe the experience. See it not as loss, but as necessary preparation. Extract the wisdom. What did you learn that you couldn't have learned otherwise? Feel gratitude. Thank the experience for its hidden gift. Apply the lesson. How does this wisdom serve your current purpose? Release and rise. Let go of any remaining negativity and rise stronger. This process literally rewrites your history. Your subconscious stops seeing you as a victim of circumstances and starts seeing you as a beneficiary of wisdom. Let me tell you about a man who mastered this principle. Ray Kroc was a 52-year-old traveling milkshake machine salesman when he encountered the McDonald Brothers restaurant. His previous ventures had failed. His marriage had ended. By conventional standards, he was a failure, but Kroc saw his defeats differently. Each failure had taught him about business, systems, persistence. When he saw the McDonald's operation, his accumulated wisdom recognized the opportunity others missed. He built McDonald's into the world's largest restaurant chain. At his death, he was worth $600 million. When asked about his late success, he said, I was an overnight success all right, but 30 years is a long, long night. His defeats weren't detours, they were preparation. This principle applies to every area of life. Health challenges teach the value of vitality. Relationship endings prepare for better partnerships. Financial losses educate about true wealth. Career setbacks redirect toward true purpose. The question is never, why did this happen to me? The question is, how does this serve my ultimate good? When you ask better questions, you get better answers. Your nightly wisdom review. Each night before your other practices, spend 5 minutes in wisdom review. What challenged me today? What did this teach me? How does this serve my growth? What strength did I develop? How am I better for this experience? This simple practice transforms you from reactor to alchemist. You stop being hurt by experiences and start being helped by. You cease being weakened by challenges and begin being strengthened by them. The ultimate wisdom. Every experience is either a blessing or a lesson, and lessons are blessings in disguise. There are no true failures, only feedback. There are no real defeats, only redirection. There are no permanent setbacks, only setups for comebacks. Program this truth deep into your subconscious. Everything works for my good. Every experience serves my growth. Every challenge strengthens my character. I transform all experiences into wisdom, all wisdom into power, all power into success. The brain. A broadcasting and receiving station. Your brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for thought vibrations. Every thought you think sends out vibrations that attract similar thoughts from other minds and from infinite intelligence. This is not metaphor. This is measurable science combined with spiritual law. When you understand that thoughts are things with measurable frequency, you realize why mental programming is so powerful. You're not just changing your mind, you're changing your broadcast frequency, which changes what you attract into your life. Think of your brain as a radio. When tuned to 88.1 FM, it cannot receive 101.5 FM. Similarly, when your brain broadcasts on the frequency of fear, it cannot receive inspirations of faith. When it transmits lack, it cannot receive abundance. When it broadcasts failure, it cannot receive success. The discovery of brain frequencies revolutionized our understanding of consciousness. Beta waves, 14 to 40 hertz. Normal waking consciousness, alpha waves, 8 to 14 hertz. Relaxed awareness, meditation, theta waves, 4 to 8 hertz. Deep meditation, REM sleep, delta waves, 0.5 to 4 hertz. Deep dreamless sleep, gamma waves, 40 pawn hertz. Peak performance, mystical experiences. Your nightly programming is powerful because you naturally pass through alpha and theta states before sleep, the exact frequencies where your brain becomes most receptive to new programming and most capable of connecting with infinite intelligence. In these states, your brain's receiving capacity multiplies dramatically. You become a living antenna for ideas, solutions, and inspirations that your normal consciousness cannot access. This is why many great discoveries came during sleep or immediately upon waking. The mechanics of thought broadcasting. Every thought creates an electromagnetic signature. Strong thoughts, those charged with emotion, create stronger signals. These signals ripple out into the universe, attracting resonant frequencies. This is why worrying people attract more to worry about, and the universe is constantly responding with matching experiences. Change your broadcast, change your life. Tuning your mental radio. Step 1. Clear static. Mental static comes from conflicting thoughts, doubts, fears. Clear it through meditation, breathing, or physical movement. Step 2. Choose your frequency. Decide what you want to broadcast. Success, health, love, abundance. Be specific. Step 3. Amplify the signal. Use emotion to boost your broadcast power. Weak thoughts create weak attraction. Strong emotional thoughts create powerful magnetism. Step 4, maintain consistency. A radio that constantly changes stations receives nothing clearly. Maintain your chosen frequency through persistent focus. Step 5, open reception. After broadcasting, quiet your mind to receive. Inspiration often comes in silence after strong transmission. Let me tell you about Nikola Tesla, who understood this principle scientifically and spiritually. He would regularly tune in to what he called the cosmic broadcast. In states of deep concentration, he would receive complete inventions in his mind, not just ideas but detailed blueprints. He claimed these inventions came from outside his own consciousness, transmitted from what we would call infinite intelligence. By maintaining his brain at specific frequencies through meditation and visualization, he became a receiver for world-changing innovations. The same capacity exists in your brain. You have the same receiving equipment Tesla had. The only difference is training and practice in using it consciously. Your nightly frequency ritual. Before your regular programming, tune your brain to success frequency. Breathing synchronization. Take 7 slow breaths, feeling your brain waves slowing. Frequency selection. State clearly, I now tune my mind to the frequency of desired outcome. Signal amplification. Generate strong positive emotion about your chosen frequency. Broadcasting. Send out your thought vibrations with power and clarity. Receiving mode. Quiet your mind completely, becoming receptive to incoming inspiration. Recording. Keep a notebook nearby to capture any ideas that arrive. This practice transforms your brain from random broadcaster to precision instrument. Instead of scattered static, you transmit clear signals that attract exact responses. The group mind phenomenon. When multiple minds focus on the same frequency, they create a group mind of exponentially greater power. This is why mastermind groups are so effective. This is why mass movements gain momentum. This is why your invisible counselor's technique works. You can tap into group mind power by aligning with others who share your vision, joining or creating mastermind alliances, mentally connecting with all successful people past and present, broadcasting thoughts that serve universal good. Remember, you're never alone in your mental work. Millions of minds throughout history have broadcast success thoughts. When you tune to their frequency, you receive their accumulated wisdom and power. The law of mental resonance states that like attracts like in the mental realm. Your broadcasts determine your receipts. Your transmissions shape your reception. Your mental output determines your life input. Program this understanding. My brain is a perfect broadcasting and receiving station. I transmit success and receive success. I broadcast abundance and attract abundance. I send out love and draw in love. My mental radio is perfectly tuned to my highest good. The sixth sense, the door to infinite intelligence. The sixth sense is the apex of Napoleon Hill's philosophy, the point where all other principles merge into a direct connection with infinite intelligence. It is the faculty through which ideas, plans, and thoughts flash into the mind without conscious effort. It is the receiving set of the brain through which contact with higher dimensions of thought becomes possible. This is not mysticism. It is the natural evolution of consciousness when all other principles are mastered. When you've developed definiteness of purpose, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, the mastermind principle, transmutation of energy, and when you've programmed your subconscious mind thoroughly, the sixth sense awakens naturally. The sixth sense manifests as sudden flashes of inspiration, intuitive knowing without logical reason, premonitions that prove accurate, perfect timing in decisions and actions, synchronicities too precise to be coincidence, direct knowledge without learning, solutions appearing fully formed. Every great achiever reports experiencing this phenomenon. They call it different names: intuition, hunches, inner voice, divine guidance. but all describe the same experience, receiving perfect information from a source beyond conscious mind. Andrew Carnegie relied on his sixth sense for every major business decision. He would present problems to his subconscious before sleep, then await the flash of insight that always came. Thomas Edison kept a cot in his laboratory specifically to access sixth sense solutions. Einstein's greatest discoveries came not from mathematics but from intuitive leaps. His sixth sense provided. Developing your sixth sense. The sixth sense cannot be forced. It must be invited through preparation. Like a shy friend, it appears when conditions are right. Condition 1, mental clarity. A mind cluttered with fear, doubt, and negativity cannot receive subtle impressions. Clear mental space through your nightly practice. Condition 2, emotional equilibrium. Extreme emotions create static that blocks reception. Maintain calm confidence through emotional transmutation. Condition 3, physical vitality. A depleted body dampens intuitive reception. Maintain health through proper rest, nutrition, and exercise. Condition 4, spiritual alignment. Selfish motives. Block higher guidance. Align your purpose with universal good. Condition 5, patient expectancy. Demanding immediate answers closes the channel. Maintain relaxed expectation. Condition 6, faithful action. Acting on intuitive prompting strengthens the connection. Ignoring them weakens it. The sixth sense activation protocol. After your nightly programming, enter a state of receptive silence. Complete relaxation. Release all physical tension, mental effort, emotional charge. Open invitation. Say, I am now open to receive perfect guidance from infinite intelligence. Present your question. State clearly what guidance you seek. Release and wait. Let go completely, expecting nothing. Open to everything. Recognize the response. It may come as feeling, image, words, or knowing. Trust and act. When guidance comes, act without demanding logical proof. The sixth sense often communicates through sudden certainty about a decision, unexplained urges to call someone or go somewhere, dreams that provide clear direction, books falling open to needed passages, conversations that perfectly answer unasked questions, ideas that arrive fully formed. Let me share a personal account. Napoleon Hill, while writing Think and Grow Rich, he reached an impasse. Despite all his research, something essential was missing. In desperation, he appealed to infinite intelligence through his sixth sense. That night, in the state between waking and sleeping, the complete chapter on the sixth sense downloaded into his consciousness. He rose and wrote for hours, capturing what came through. That chapter became the crown jewel of his philosophy. This same faculty is latent within you. It awaits only proper development through the faithful application of all other principles. As you practice nightly programming, as you develop faith and persistence, as you clarify your purpose and organize your plans, you create the conditions for sixth sense awakening. Signs your sixth sense is activating. Increased coincidences that serve your purpose, knowing things before they happen, meeting exactly the right people at the right time, solutions appearing without conscious effort, feeling guided by benevolent intelligence, experiencing time and space differently, sensing the interconnection of all things. The ultimate secret. The sixth sense is your proof that you are more than physical. It's your connection to the infinite, your bridge to universal mind, your access to all knowledge. When it fully awakens, you realize you're not separate from infinite intelligence. You're an expression of it. This changes everything. Fear becomes impossible when you know you're guided. Failure becomes impossible when you access infinite wisdom. Limitation becomes laughable when you touch unlimited source. Program this truth. My sixth sense is awakening. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance flows to me. I receive and recognize divine direction. I trust my inner knowing. I am one with universal wisdom. The great synthesis. Now we arrive at the supreme understanding, the synthesis of all principles into one magnificent whole. Each principle you've learned tonight is powerful alone, but when combined, they create an unstoppable force for transformation that transcends their individual powers. Think of it this way: definiteness of purpose is your destination. Autosuggestion is your vehicle. Faith is your fuel. Persistence is your journey. The mastermind is your support team. Transmutation is your engine. Your subconscious is your autopilot. And the sixth sense is your GPS connected to infinite intelligence. When all systems work together, you don't just succeed. You succeed inevitably. You don't just achieve, you achieve naturally. You don't just transform, you transform completely. This is the state of being Napoleon Hill called success consciousness, when success becomes not something you pursue, but something you are. When all principles integrate fully, you embody success so completely that failure becomes foreign to your nature. The integration process. Phase 1, Foundation. Days 130. Master the basics. Clear purpose. Nightly autosuggestion. Emotional control. Build the habit of programming your subconscious before sleep. Phase 2, Expansion. Days 31 to 60. Add layers. Visualization. Mastermind counsel. Persistence practices. Deepen your faith through small demonstrations, building to larger ones. Phase 3, Integration. Days 61 to 90. Synthesize all principles into one flowing practice. Let them blend naturally, each supporting and amplifying the others. Phase 4, Embodiment, day 91 onward. Live as the person you've programmed yourself to become. Success consciousness is now your natural state. The complete nightly success ritual. Let me now give you the master template that incorporates all principles. Preparation, 10 minutes. Create sacred space. Clear mental and emotional static. Enter receptive state through breathing. Purpose activation, 5 minutes. State your definite chief aim with emotion. Feel its reality in your bones. Commit to its achievement. Subconscious programming, 15 minutes. Autosuggestion with present tense affirmations. Identity statements repeated with conviction. Emotional charging of each declaration. Imagination workshop, 15 minutes. Vivid visualization of desired outcomes. Full sensory engagement. Living in the achievement before it arrives. Mastermind counsel, 10 minutes. Convene your invisible advisors. Present challenges and receive wisdom. Integrate their qualities into your consciousness. Transmutation practice, 5 minutes. Convert any negative emotions to positive. Channel creative energy toward purpose. Build internal power through redirection. Faith amplification, 5 minutes. Declare absolute certainty in success. Release all doubt and limitation. Rest in complete trust. Sixth sense activation, 10 minutes. Enter receptive silence. Present questions to infinite intelligence. Remain open to guidance. Integration and release, 5 minutes. Synthesize all practices into one intention. Express gratitude for transformation occurring. Release into sleep with perfect confidence. This complete ritual may seem extensive, but with practice, it flows naturally. You can adjust timing based on your needs, but include all elements for maximum power. The compound effect. When you practice this complete system nightly, something miraculous occurs. Each principle multiplies the others. Purpose gives direction to autosuggestion. Autosuggestion builds faith. Faith empowers imagination. Imagination inspires persistence. Persistence attracts mastermind connections. Mastermind accelerates transmutation. Transmutation opens the sixth sense. Sixth sense refines purpose. This creates an upward spiral of ever-increasing power. Each night's practice builds on the previous, creating compound returns on your mental investment. Real-world results. As you maintain this practice, expect rapid clarity in all decisions. Opportunity is appearing mysteriously, energy and vitality increasing, relationships improving naturally, income expanding without strain, health optimizing automatically, creativity flowing abundantly, peace deepening daily. These aren't miracles, they're natural results of aligned consciousness. When your mental broadcast is clear, consistent, and powerful, the universe responds with matching clarity, consistency, and power. Your sacred contract. Tonight, make this covenant with yourself. I commit to 90 consecutive nights of complete practice. I will not miss a single session. I will not make excuses. I will not accept less than total transformation. I understand that repetition is the price of programming. I accept that persistence is the path to power. I know that consistency creates character. I will practice when inspired and when tired. I will continue when results are visible and when they're forming invisibly. I will persist because I know the law is perfect and my success is certain. This is my sacred contract with myself, witnessed by my subconscious mind and sealed by infinite intelligence. Sign this mentally. Date it. Honor it. The Eternal Principles. As we approach the conclusion of this sacred programming session, let us crystallize the eternal principles that will guide your transformation. These are not mere concepts, but living laws that operate whether you believe in them or not, just as gravity functions regardless of your opinion about it. The principle of mental causation. Every condition in your life has a mental cause. Change the cause, change the condition. This is absolute law, admitting no exceptions. Your outer world will always mirror your inner world with mathematical precision. The principle of substitution. The only way to eliminate a negative thought is to substitute a positive one. You cannot fight darkness, you can only turn on light. Every negative pattern you wish to break must be replaced with a positive pattern you consciously install. The principle of relaxation in mental work, effort defeats itself. The harder you try, the less you succeed. Relaxed concentration, not tense strain, opens the channels to your subconscious and to infinite intelligence. The principle of practice. Excellence in mental programming, like excellence in any field, comes through practice. Each repetition deepens the groove. Each night session builds upon the last. Mastery is not an event, but an evolution. The principle of forgiveness. Resentment, anger, and unforgiveness block the flow of good. You must forgive others, not for their sake, but for yours. Release all grievances to create space for success. The principle of gratitude. Gratitude is the great multiplier. What you appreciate, appreciates. Being thankful for what you have attracts more to be thankful for. Gratitude is the frequency of abundance. The principle of service. True success includes service to others. When your definite purpose includes benefit beyond yourself, universal forces align to support you. Selfishness constricts, service expands. The principle of belief. Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. Belief is the thermostat that regulates what you receive. Expand your beliefs, expand your life. The principle of expectancy. What you expect with confidence becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. Expect success and you create conditions for it. Expect failure and you guarantee it. Expectancy is faith in action. The principle of persistence. Nature rewards persistence above all other qualities. The river that cuts through rock isn't stronger than rock, it's simply more persistent. Your persistence must outlast any resistance. These principles work together as one unified law. You cannot violate one without affecting all. You cannot master one without strengthening others. They are facets of one diamond, strings of one instrument, colors of one light. Your transformation timeline. Week 122, mental house cleaning. Old patterns resist. Doubt speaks loudly. Continue anyway. You're uprooting years of negative programming. Week 3-4, new grooves forming. Resistance weakens. New thoughts feel more natural. Small synchronicities appear. The law is responding. Week 5-6, momentum building. Practice becomes easier. Results become visible. Confidence grows. Others notice changes in you. Week 7-8, tipping point. Old identity fades. New identity strengthens. Major breakthrough often occurs. Success feels inevitable. Week 9-12, integration. New patterns become automatic. Success consciousness stabilizes. What once required effort now flows naturally. Beyond 90 days. Mastery, continued practice refines and expands results. Each level of success becomes foundation for the next. Growth becomes exponential. Remember, the universe tests commitment through delayed results. Most quit during the test and never receive the reward waiting just beyond. You must be different. You must persist when nothing seems to be happening, knowing that everything is happening beneath the surface. Your new identity. You are no longer who you were when you began listening. That person with their limitations, fears, and doubts has been gently dissolved by truth. In their place stands a new being, programmed for success, wired for achievement, destined for greatness. This is not imagination. This is reconstruction at the deepest level. Every cell in your body has heard these truths. Every neuron in your brain has received new instructions. Every aspect of your consciousness has been upgraded. From this moment forward, you are a person of definite purpose. Confusion has no hold on you. You know exactly what you want and move toward it with unwavering determination. You are a master of your own mind. Random thoughts no longer control you. You choose what to think, when to think it, and how long to hold it. You are a transmitter of success frequency. Your mental broadcasts attract corresponding conditions. You magnetize good naturally. You are persistent beyond reason. Temporary defeat only strengthens your resolve. You continue when others quit, persevere when others fail. You are connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance flows to you. Right ideas arrive at right times. You trust your inner knowing. You are a beneficial presence in the world. Your success blesses others. Your achievement inspires many. Your example lights the way. This is not who you're becoming. This is who you now are. The programming has been installed. The seeds have been planted. The foundation has been laid. All that remains is consistent cultivation through nightly practice. Let these truths sink deep as you prepare for transformative sleep. Your past does not equal your future. What has been does not determine what will be. You are free to create a new starting now. Your circumstances do not define you. Conditions are temporary and changeable. Only consciousness is causal. Your age is irrelevant to achievement. Time is an illusion. Only this moment matters. And in this moment, all things are possible. Your resources are unlimited. Connected to infinite intelligence, you have access to all knowledge, all power, all possibility. Your success is assured, not because of luck or favoritism, but because you now understand and apply the laws that guarantee results. The final programming. As you drift into sacred sleep, these final truths settle into the deepest levels of your subconscious mind. Let them play on continuous loop, programming your consciousness throughout the night. I am successful. Success is my natural state. I attract abundance easily. My mind is clear and focused. I make decisions quickly and correctly. I trust my judgment completely. Money flows to me from multiple sources. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my birthright. I am confident in all situations. People respect and admire me. I lead with natural authority. My body is healthy and vital. Energy flows through me abundantly. I wake refreshed and renewed. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance comes to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. I persist until I succeed. Nothing can stop me. I am bigger than any obstacle. My relationships are harmonious. I attract perfect partners. Love flows freely in my life. I am grateful for my success. I appreciate my abundance. I share my blessings generously. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Success builds upon success. My life improves constantly. I sleep in perfect peace. My subconscious works while I rest. I wake transformed. I am successful. Success is my natural state. I attract abundance easily. My mind is clear and focused. I make decisions quickly and correctly. I trust my judgment completely. Money flows to me from multiple sources. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my birthright. I am confident in all situations. People respect and admire me. I lead with natural authority. My body is healthy and vital. Energy flows through me abundantly. I wake refreshed and renewed. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance comes to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. I persist until I succeed. Nothing can stop me. I am bigger than any obstacle. My relationships are harmonious. I attract perfect partners. Love flows freely in my life. I am grateful for my success. I appreciate my abundance. I share my blessings generously. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Success builds upon success. My life improves constantly. I sleep in perfect peace. My subconscious works while I rest. I wake transformed. I am successful. Success is my natural state. I attract abundance easily. My mind is clear and focused. I make decisions quickly and correctly. I trust my judgment completely. Money flows to me from multiple sources. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my birthright. I am confident in all situations. People respect and admire me. I lead with natural authority. My body is healthy and vital. Energy flows through me abundantly. I wake refreshed and renewed. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance comes to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. I persist until I succeed. Nothing can stop me. I am bigger than any obstacle. My relationships are harmonious. I attract perfect partners. Love flows freely in my life. I am grateful for my success. I appreciate my abundance. I share my blessings generously. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Success builds upon success. My life improves constantly. I sleep in perfect peace. My subconscious works while I rest. I wake transformed. I am successful. Success is my natural state. I attract abundance easily. My mind is clear and focused. I make decisions quickly and correctly. I trust my judgment completely. Money flows to me from multiple sources. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my birthright. I am confident in all situations. People respect and admire me. I lead with natural authority. My body is healthy and vital. Energy flows through me abundantly. I wake refreshed and renewed. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance comes to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. I persist until I succeed. Nothing can stop me. I am bigger than any obstacle. My relationships are harmonious. I attract perfect partners. Love flows freely in my life. I am grateful for my success. I appreciate my abundance. I share my blessings generously. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Success builds upon success. My life improves constantly. I sleep in perfect peace. My subconscious works while I rest. I wake transformed. I am successful. Success is my natural state. I attract abundance easily. My mind is clear and focused. I make decisions quickly and correctly. I trust my judgment completely. Money flows to me from multiple sources. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my birthright. I am confident in all situations. People respect and admire me. I lead with natural authority. My body is healthy and vital. Energy flows through me abundantly. I wake refreshed and renewed. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance comes to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. I persist until I succeed. Nothing can stop me. I am bigger than any obstacle. My relationships are harmonious. I attract perfect partners. Love flows freely in my life. I am grateful for my success. I appreciate my abundance. I share my blessings generously. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Success builds upon success. My life improves constantly. I sleep in perfect peace. My subconscious works while I rest. I wake transformed. I am successful. Success is my natural state. I attract abundance easily. My mind is clear and focused. I make decisions quickly and correctly. I trust my judgment completely. Money flows to me from multiple sources. I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth is my birthright. I am confident in all situations. People respect and admire me. I lead with natural authority. My body is healthy and vital. Energy flows through me abundantly. I wake refreshed and renewed. I am connected to infinite intelligence. Perfect guidance comes to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. I persist until I succeed. Nothing can stop me. I am bigger than any obstacle. My relationships are harmonious. I attract perfect partners. Love flows freely in my life. I am grateful for my success. I appreciate my abundance. I share my blessings generously. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Success builds upon success. My life improves constantly. I sleep in perfect peace. My subconscious works while I rest. I wake transformed. Remember, you have received the complete success philosophy of Napoleon Hill, adapted for modern times. This is not just information, it's transformation. Not just learning, it's becoming. Not just knowledge, it's power. Your only task now is to apply these principles with faithful persistence. Do the work, trust the process, and prepare to be amazed by who you become. Success is not coming to you, it's coming from you. And it starts tonight. Sleep well, architect of destiny. Tomorrow you rise transformed.